first goal here that could throw off Oswego's game. I'm sure it won't affect them too much, but typically this season Oswego's just played better when they start with the first points on the board. So we'll see how Oswego manages to respond here. They have some talented players, so I'm sure they'll not struggle too much coming back from one goal, as they average 13.5 goals per game, so plenty of goals to be scored still.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we just said, the key to the game for Oswego really just they always start off hot. They're really great when they start off hot, and when you get the pressure on early, most teams can't come back from it. So a little bit of a tough start for the Lakers. You got Oneonta going up 1-0. Great goal there by Margaret Byrne, but I'm sure the Lakers will bounce back right here. Second face-off for the game, once again between Lindsay Towns and Alexis Hill. And the tip. Oswego gets it. Sheila Wiley gets it, almost gets it stolen away. Loose ball now. Alexis Hill recovers it. Alexis Hill taking it all the way back into Oswego zone. Now it's given all the way to Maria Buscaglia. Buscaglia looking for options. Cuts in the middle, but gets it slashed away by Elizabeth Doherty. Great defense there by Doherty. Steals it away from her. But a turnover. And it will now be Oneonta's ball. Great slash there by Doherty to get it away from Buscaglia. Now Oneonta is running it the other way. 24. Ellie Downey takes a shot. Misses right. Saved. And now Oswego will go the other way with it.
Oswego needs a quality possession here. Oneonta had sole possession on their goal-scoring opening drive down the field, and Oswego just can't seem to get anything going. The game's still young, but they need to capitalize here, at least have a solid possession even if they don't score.
Madison Davis now with the ball. Gives it off to Katie Fierro. Oswego swinging it around now. All the way down to the other side where Isabel Lembo. Oswego now swinging it back around. Julia Quirk gives it to Katie Fierro, who tries to cut in but can't get around. Sheila Wiley now tries to cut in. Quick pass to Madison Davis. Davis looking for something. Davis halted by Oneonta's defense, but gets a good pass in to Sophie Ruskin, who scores the first goal for the Lakers. And just like that, it is a 1-1 game. Great goal by Sophie Rushin. Great goal by the Lakers, and just like that, it is 1-1. Nick, great passing there. Like you just said, got to get the momentum going. They got it going, and just like that, it is 1-1.
What we just witnessed there is more typical of this Lakers team. That's what they like to do. They like to move fast. They like to score early. They're fortunate they were able to score there, so they can play their typical game without having to worry about playing from behind. This lacrosse league in particular, there's a lot of scoring, so you always have to, if one team scores, you got to try to score again, or else they can build up a pretty big lead quickly. So good on Oswego to capitalize there.
Absolutely. And Oneonta, so far this year, I feel like for me, their key to the game, they've been struggling a little bit when it comes to the goalie play. So I think for them, really getting set at goalie and making those great saves. I'm sorry. Sheila Wiley going in, takes it right away, and an immediate score by senior Sheila Wiley. Great goal, and just like that, Oswego takes a lead. A speedy Sheila Wiley, just so fast, and the goalie could not stop it. Julia Hawkins did her best, but Sheila Wiley, senior veteran, not many better than her, and she gets the second goal for the Lakers. And just like that, it is 2-1, and there's the momentum we're talking about. The Lakers, they got that first goal, and now they're up 2-1, and Oneonta is now the one coming back.
Well, you see why Wiley was the Offensive Player of the Year. Not only is she quick on the field to maneuver down the field quickly, she can also dodge defenders very fast, and her shot is electric. It's like a missile going into the net. Hard to block those. So she obviously a huge part of this Oswego team. She put a great goal there, and like we've been saying, Oswego, this is their game. They get up early, and then they don't take their foot off the gas pedal.
Lakers, another one face-off, and a pass missed by Madison Davis, but recovered. and swung around to Katie Fierro. Now Fierro gives it to Wiley. Wiley passes it across, and now Isabel Lembo with it on the far side. Gives it back to Wiley. Wiley tries to cut in. Gets stopped. Still working. Wiley gives it off to Sophie Rushin. Rushin passes to Katie Fierro, but it's missed, and it goes down to the corner. Saved just as it goes out of bounds, but it is eventually kicked out of bounds. Oswego will retain possession. Pass off to Sophie Rushin, who gives it in to Katie Fierro. Fierro gives it to Noelle Smith. Smith to Davis. Davis to Wiley. Katie Fierro now gives it to Wiley. Wiley cutting in again. And a penalty on Oswego. A hip check almost of sorts and a penalty, but Oneonta goes the other way with it. Marissa Evans charging up the field for the Red Dragons. She gives it to Mason Benevenuto. Now the Red Dragons swinging it behind the goalie. All the way around. Now onto the other side. Cassidy Moore looks to work in. Gets stopped. She gives it off to Lauren Mancini, who also gets stopped. Benevenuto. Back to Moore. Moore trying to get in, but is stopped by the Laker defense. Great Laker defense right there. Stopped on her way in, but the Red Dragons still with the ball. Marissa Evans now passes it in. Gives it off to Elizabeth Doherty. Doherty to Benevenuto. Benevenuto trying to work in. Some fancy footwork. Still can't get in, though. Passes it all the way in to her teammate, Ellie Downey, who takes a shot. Missed. Close shot there by Ellie Downey, but is recovered by Elizabeth Doherty. 9:08 left in this first quarter of play. Marissa Evans now looking for something. Once again, Lakers defense standing strong. The Red Dragons having some trouble trying to get it into the main part of the field. Ellie Downey now gives it off to Mason Benevenuto again. All the way around to Evans. Evans trying to get in, sprints in, works it in, takes a shot, saved. But is recovered by the Red Dragons once again. Shot there by Cassidy Moore, wide right of the goal.
Oneonta's really putting the pressure on Oswego right now. They haven't been able to score, but they've had some good looks.
Another shot there. Almost in, almost a goal there, and it does go in. A shot by Elizabeth Doherty, missed so ever close by Sarah Comedy. Sarah Comedy missed the ball. She couldn't get it into her net, and it bounces into the goal ever so slowly. I think Comedy might have even knocked it in on her own, but a goal for Oneonta. And just like that, it's tied 2-2. A tough goal there. Sarah Comedy's not happy with herself. Just a tough mistake there, but all of a sudden it's 2-2.
That goal is important because I think that's the type of goal where she just lost track of it and it just happened to bounce in. It wasn't really on a good shot. Those are the ones that stick with you in your mind. Those are the ones that can throw you off your game. You're just like, how did I let that in? Well, hopefully Comedy can just have a short-term memory and forget about that because that's kind of one of those fluke goals. But those are the ones that stick with you the most. And you're like, oh, man, I just let my team down there. And it really isn't her fault as much, but she's got to keep a short-term memory with that one because that's tough.
Absolutely. 8:14 left as we got this face-off underway once again between Alexis Hill, and it is won by the Oneonta Red Dragons. Cassidy Moore with it, but it gets taken away by the Lakers, and now the Lakers have possession of the ball.
That goal scored unassisted at 6 minutes 46 seconds of the first period.
Sheila Wiley charging in for her team, taking control, goes around to the right side, misses just outside the left side of the goal. Good shot there by Sheila Wiley, just a little bit outside, but it's recovered by Noelle Smith. Noelle Smith now has the ball for her team. She gives it to Lembo, who swings it around to Rushin. Now Wiley with it. Gives it to Fierro, who gives it to Madison Davis. Madison Davis working in. Tries a shot, but it is missed right. Julia Quirk gives it to Wiley. Wiley now passes it in, but is a missed pass by Katie Fierro. Oswego recovers on a physical play there, and the Red Dragons take it away. Emma Furzy charging up the field now for the Red Dragons, getting pressed hard by Sophie Rushin. Ellie Downey now with the ball. Downey gives it to Moore. Moore now on the outside looking for option. Benevenuto to Evans. Now Evans to Byrne. Red Dragons, a lot of ball movement. Moore now with it. Tries to cut inside, but ends up passing it around to Doherty. Doherty passes it off to Evans, but it's tipped away, but Evans recovers. Evans now cutting in. Gets it tipped away, and a penalty called on Sela Wiley. Sela Wiley tried to poke it away, but a tip and a foul, a penalty on Sela Wiley.
That's one of the aspects of college women's lacrosse that might be overlooked, is the intricacy of what you can do in terms of physicality. I mean, it's really tough in a sport like lacrosse where you just don't want to let them run past you, but you also have to be careful to not, check or hit too hard, or else you will get something called on you. So it's really tough, and another penalty called.
Another penalty called on that power play. Excuse me, that goal try for Marissa Evans. Another penalty, and now just like that, it will be Mason Benevenuto right in front of the goal. She takes a shot, scores, top right corner. Got it right by Sarah Comiti. Great shot there by Mason Benevenuto. And it is now 3-2 in favor of the Red Dragons. A tough penalty for the Lakers. Very physical, not what you want. And they paid for it in the goal by Mason Benevenuto. Great goal.
Yeah, that one hurts for Oswego, but I think more importantly, that was a great goal. I mean, the shot, when you're shooting on goal, you can either have a super fast shot, you can have accuracy, and that one wasn't the fastest, but the accuracy, that was almost perfectly top right corner.
Top right corner, and works every time.
Yeah, it's hard to stop that, so great accuracy. I'm impressed by that goal.
Now onto the faceoff. Flung very far, deep into Oneonta Red Dragons territory right off the bat, but is recovered by the Red Dragons. Gianna Aliani with the ball. Gives it to Julia Hawkins. Hawkins throws it all the way up to Antonina Buscemi. And now she's taking it up the field. Tipped away by Wiley, but it's given back. And she will recover. Buscemi still with it. Red Dragons trying to work something in, but the Oswego defense is remaining stout and holding. Marissa Evans now with the ball, looking for her options. Finds Mason Benevenuto, but she gives it right back to Evans. Evans now trying to work in, puts two moves on the defender, but is stopped. Cassidy Moore trying to work her own magic. Works in, takes a shot high off above the goal. Missed opportunity there by Cassidy Moore. Marissa Evans now to Benevenuto. Gives it into Lauren Mancini. Mancini taking it all the way around. Takes a shot, blocked by Sarah Comiti. Great save there. Big trip there onto Marissa Evans. And the Red Dragons will retain possession of the ball on a trip there by Aaron Cody of the Lakers. Penalty now.
Actually, it looks like an official timeout for... Oh.
No, I don't know, not a timeout. Or I don't think it was a timeout. I think just a trip, and now just a reset of play. And now we're underway. Marissa Evans. Moore working on the right side. She passes it in, deep into the paint to Margaret Byrne. Byrne now. And a penalty at 4 minutes left in this first quarter. A penalty, once again on the Lakers, sets up a penalty shot for the Red Dragons. Byrne now charging in, but gets halted immediately by the Laker defense. She gives it off to Moore. Moore now gives it inside to Doherty. Doherty tries a shot, misses, close, and it is recovered by the Red Dragons.
Ever since Oneonta got their second goal, it's been all Oneonta. They've are obviously up by 1 now, scores 3-2, but Oswego really hasn't done anything since Oneonta started scoring again, except for now.
Great steal there by Sela Wiley. Took it right away from Benevenuto. Once again, that senior veteran prowess working wonders. And now Sela Wiley has turned the momentum for her team. Julia Quirk now looking to give it off to Rushin, and she does. Rushin all the way down. Now all the way back behind the goal to Noelle Smith. Smith gives it to Lembo. And now Lembo to Wiley up top. Wiley looking to step in. Just gives it back to Lembo. Lembo now looking to charge in. Lembo works her way around, takes a shot, saved by Julia Hawkins. Fantastic save by Hawkins. And a deep throw up. Tipped away by the Lakers, and a big scuffle, and the Red Dragons almost retain, but is once again tipped away this time by Noelle Smith, and now Isabel Lembo finally recovers the ball for the Lakers and gives it off to Wiley. Sela Wiley now with the ball after a huge scuffle by both teams trying to fight for the ball, but eventually the Lakers do retain possession. And Lembo now is looking to set something up. Quirk now. Lakers once again swinging it around. Katie Fierro. Now Noelle Smith. Now all the way around back to Wiley. Wiley now to Quirk. Quirk looking to put some magic on him. Can't get in. Gives it off to Wiley. Wiley also gets halted. Wiley coming in. Finds an opening. And gets checked on the way in. Penalty on the Red Dragons. So Wiley will have a penalty shot. Coming up right here with a chance to tie it. Wiley versus Hawkins. Penalty shot. Wiley finds the net. And another goal by Sela Wiley. Fantastic goal. She faked out Hawkins, put a great move on her, and just a fantastic goal by Sela Wiley. 2 goals already for her, and just like that, it is 3-3.
I love the penalty shots because it shows off a player's individual skill. Lacrosse is very much a team game, but when you get that one-on-one opportunity, you're able to show off some of the skill sets and an easy fake up top and then an underhand shot. That was pretty nice to watch.
Absolutely, yeah, great goal there. And just like that, it's tied up. Proves why Sela Wiley is such an important factor of this team. She brings her team back when they need it. And just like that, we're tied again.
That was good for Oswego because we only have 1 minute left in the first period. So to tie it up makes you feel a little bit better.
1:26 to be exact as this face-off once again gets underway between Lindsay Towns and Alexis Hill. This face-off won by the Red Dragons, but a quick stoppage by the refs, and they'll give it to the Lakers.
Laker goal
Noelle
scored
Smith
by
coming in.
number 5, Sela Wiley. That goal scored unassisted on the pre-position shot at 13
Lakers
minutes,
now
34 seconds
taking their
of the
time.
first quarter. Wiley
gives
at
it to Quirk.
13:34.
Cassidy Croce now in the game. Lakers swinging it around. Noelle Smith gives it to Quirk. Quirk gives it to Lembo. Lembo now Gives it back to Smith. Smith can't find anything, so she gives it off to Madison Davis. Davis now working around. Davis takes a shot. Saved once again by Julia Hawkins. Great save there by Hawkins. Hawkins having a great game.
Yeah, Julia Hawkins has looked great today. A few really good saves in terms of adjusting, because those were a couple fast shots that she's had to block, and she's been pretty successful. I think she's actually looked a little bit better than her opponent on the other side of the field, Sarah Kamidi, but it's 3-3, so I guess the score says differently, but I don't know. I think Julia Hawkins has just played a pretty well game so far.
No, she really has. Oswego's put some good shots on goal for them, and Julia Hawkins has done a pretty good job of halting the shots that are coming towards her. Got a good couple of saves, and this game could be a lot more than it is. So
Exactly.
Great job by Julia.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at there. I just couldn't think of the right words. It could be a much different game if goalie play was any worse, and it's really good today.
24 seconds now remain in this first quarter. The Red Dragons looking to make something happen. Doherty. 10 seconds left now. Gives it to Lauren Mancini. Mancini looking to just run out the clock. And that is what the Red Dragons will do. 3-3 to finish out the first quarter of play. Great quarter by both teams. Saw a lot of action and a great job by both teams to start that first quarter.
Yeah, I think Oneonta looked a little bit better. Their possessions, I mean, Oswego definitely had their highs. They also had their lows. The thing that sticks with me is just that lost goal by Sarah Kamidi. That's just a goal that you really don't want to see happen. But other than that, Oswego hasn't looked bad, but I do think Oneonta's looked a little bit better.
Yeah, I honestly, I might agree with you. But now for Oswego, they're going in and talking to their coaches. Those two coaches, an interesting story actually, brother and sister Britt and Mike Howard, the two coaches for the lacrosse team, two siblings. That's kind of interesting.
That is interesting that, you know, at this point in their life, they decided that, you know, both of them are just going to coach the Oswego lacrosse team. That's pretty cool.
And funny enough, their coach, or their father actually, also a coach at Oswego. He was a wrestling coach and also named Mike Howard. So pretty interesting fact there for the two coaches of the women's lacrosse team, Britt and Mike Howard, two siblings, and then their dad, who is also a coach at Oswego here. So pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, they've got their roots here at Oswego. It's always good for programs just to have that kind of almost chemistry with the community, with the school. It's just, it seems like they might not necessarily more respect, but more relatability to the players as they're, you know, all about Oswego.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we are coming to the end of the first intermission, after this first quarter, about 20 seconds left, just your final thoughts after that first quarter. What do you think, Nick?
I think both teams could make small improvements, but nothing too extreme on either offense or defense. I think both teams just need to keep playing their games. And I think the key for Oneonta going forward is just to keep playing strong in the net. Oswego can score, so if you can limit the amount of goals that Oswego puts on you, you have a pretty good chance to win this game.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. We are just about to get underway for the second quarter of play between the Oswego State Lakers and the Oneonta Red Dragons. 3-3, and they will switch sides now. Julia Hawkins and Sarah Kamidi both still in goal for their respective teams. Great games played by both goalies so far, only 3 goals allowed. And this is a competitive game so far, looking to get right back into the action. And we'll see which team maybe makes some changes, maybe not, but I feel like both coaches, they know what they need to tell their teams. The teams know what they need to do. So now it is up to them to make those changes and see if they can come out on top. 3-3 as the second quarter gets underway. We'll be set up down on the Lakers' end of play to start. Number 14, number 14, Lauren Mancini now will start with the ball for the Oneonta Red Dragons. Getting underway now. Cassidy Moore now with the ball. Takes a shot and misses it, but is recovered by the Red Dragons. And a quick penalty there, but is taken away by the Red Dragons once again. Marissa Evans now. Passes it in, but a quick stop. And another stoppage of play. Now a penalty shot now set up for Lauren Mancini right in front of the goal. Mancini now takes a shot, but is tipped away by the Lakers. And a great defensive possession there by the Lakers. About 30 seconds into the second quarter, 14:30. And the Red Dragons they're about to get underway, but another stoppage of play, and the Red Dragons will take it from behind the goal once again. Ellie Downey now with it from all the way back. Referee setting her up in the right position. Ellie Downey waiting for the signal to start. Still waiting for some don't know what's going on right now. Just a little halt in play. I think something's going on. One of the referees is halting time right now. And now we're back underway. Marissa Evans trying to find something. Gives it to Cassidy Moore. Moore gives it into the paint to Margaret Byrne, and Margaret Byrne with her second goal of the game. Great goal there by Margaret Byrne, and it is 4-3 Oneonta to start this second quarter. Great goal there by Margaret Byrne.
That was a great goal. I think the most effective offensive style for both teams so far has been spreading out the defense and then looking for that player who's cutting kind of towards right in front of the goal, hitting them and getting a quick shot. That seems to be the most effective, and that's how Oneonta just scored there. So I think if they keep doing that, then they can keep scoring, because Oswego hasn't really had a way to stop that kind of offense yet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tough break there for the Lakers. Just like that, it's 4-3. And now another face-off set to go right now. And we are underway. Lakers winning this face-off. Katie Fierro now takes it in, and another great save by Julia Hawkins. Julia Hawkins with a fantastic game. Katie Fierro had a great break and just couldn't sneak it by Hawkins. But the Lakers will retain possession. Lakers now looking to find something. Fierro again, and gets redemption. Great shot by Katie Fierro. Missed the first one, comes right back and scores a goal. Great shot there by Fierro. Sneaks it by Hawkins on her second try. Great job by Katie Fierro to get that goal. And just like that, it's 4-4. Such a competitive game so far. Katie Fierro, fantastic goal. Just right back in Oneonta's face. No hesitation. This is a very, very competitive game. 4-4 with 13:30 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is the type of game that's fun to watch and fun to play in if you're a player. When you're going back and forth, it keeps it competitive. Your mindset's a little bit different when it's you score, then your opponent scores, versus if you're up by, say, 5 goals and keep building on that lead, or if you're down. So the mindset's a little bit different. The players stay competitive. They stay full effort. No one's really letting their foot off the gas, and that's what you like to see. High-intensity game, and that's what we have so far.
Absolutely. Super, super competitive. Now another face-off between these two players who have met each other plenty of times already. Set to get going. And just like that, it is off. The Break with Scott and Kaylee, a show giving you a taste of the exciting life of a SUNY Oswego student. Join hosts Scott Brubaker and Kaylee Richmond as they host interviews, compete in challenges, and bring you along on their latest adventures. The Break with Scott and Kaylee airs Mondays at 9:30 p.m. only on WTOP 10.
I think I'll watch that. Sounds fun.
Sounds like a good show. But right now we're watching this lacrosse game. Lakers looking to get another goal, go up on the Red Dragons. Sela Wiley takes it in, makes a move, but is stopped by the Red Dragons and bails and goes back out. Still working, though. Passes it off to Julia Quirk. Quirk to Lembo. Lembo going in. Blocked by Hawkins. Another great block by Hawkins. Lembo tried a shot right on goal, but it was saved by Julia Hawkins. So the Red Dragons now go the other way. Hawkins having trouble finding someone to pass to. Great defense by the Lakers to cover. Tries to get it off to Cassidy Moore and eventually does, but it's stolen away by Sela Wiley and will now take it the other way for the Lakers. Sela Wiley looking to slow the pace down. Gives it to Quirk. Quirk to Rushin. Now Rushin to Fierro. Fierro cutting in. Gives it to Davis, who gets stopped by the defense. Gives it back to Fierro. Fierro tries to cut in, but stumbles a little bit. Lembo to Smith. Smith cutting. Gives it to Rushin, but it's stolen away by the Red Dragons. And they retain possession. Now a scuffle right by the goal for the ball. Fierro comes up with it. And now the Lakers reset behind the goal. Fierro looking to make something happen, but a penalty now. Stoppage in play. And the Lakers will set up behind the goal. Katie Fierro now with the ball. Another stoppage by the referees. And now we're back. Lembo to Wiley. To Quirk. Lakers moving it around. All the way down to Fierro. Fierro cuts it in, tries to pass it, but misses, and it will go out. 11-10 left in this second quarter as Noelle Smith tries to cut in, gives it to Wiley. Wiley tries to find an opening, takes a shot, scores! Sela Wiley, third goal of the game. It's too easy for her. And just like that, it is 5-4 Lakers.
3 goals is impressive. And the more impressive thing than 3 goals is that I'm not surprised that she has 3 goals. She just does this quite often for the Lakers. And as a defense, I don't know, maybe if you're a coach, and I'm not a coach, but I'm just saying if you see a player like this who's consistently scoring a hat trick, 3+ goals, you know, pretty often, you'd think maybe you'd look at her in a defensive scheme and maybe just always put your best defender on her. I know that's easier said than done, but wow, Wiley is just taking over this game.
Yeah, 3 of the 5 goals scored for the Lakers. She is truly the rock of this team. So important to them. And just like that, the Lakers are up 1. Now off the face-off. Finally brought in by Lembo. Lembo now to Davis. Davis with the shot, but once again saved by Julia Hawkins. Hawkins just having a phenomenal game. This game would be blown out of the water if it wasn't for Hawkins. But a tried attempt at a steal by the Lakers ends in a stoppage in play. Small penalty on the Lakers. And Sela Wiley will now head to the side.
So difficult to defend in this league just because of the lack of contact or the forbiddance of contact. So you, like, natural instinct is, oh, let me, you know, get in front of this person, hit them, try to stop, but you really can't do that. So it's tough to play defense in this league.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. But I feel like for the Red Dragons, we was talking about earlier with this key to the game, was the goalie play. And Hawkins has really done a great job of just keeping her team in this game with fantastic saves.
Yeah, there's been good shots and even better saves. I mean, if you have a a mediocre goalie. They're letting in probably at least 3 I could think of, maybe even 4 more goals. So the fact that the Red Dragons have only let up 5 goals, that's pretty impressive on goalie play by Hawkins.
Couple of shots there saved by the Laker goalie, and the Red Dragons still looking to try and get that goal back. And they do. Great shot once again by Margaret Byrne. Now Byrne with a hat trick to match Sheila Wiley's hat trick. And just like that, it is 5-5. And I almost feel like if one team scores a goal, the other scores a goal in less than a minute, because this game has been contested so heavily. And every time someone scores, the other team goes, yeah, I guess we have to score now. And so now it is 5-5. Both teams hot. Sheila Wiley is red hot. Margaret Byrne is red hot. All of them are playing at such a high level right now. Great game so far. 9:50 to left in this second quarter. 5-5, Lakers and Red Dragons.
I'm a little bit surprised. Sarah Comedies, you can visibly tell that she's frustrated right now. After you let up a goal, obviously you're going to be frustrated. But she seemed a little bit more frustrated than she was earlier in the game. I don't think she's happy with her performance right now. And to be fair, she has let up a few goals that maybe she should have stopped. And I can understand that she's a little frustrated, but she just has to let that go if she wants to help her team win.
Couldn't agree more. Got to have goldfish memory when you're playing a sport. It's as simple as that. But the Lakers now looking to get that goal back once again. Swinging the ball around, trying to confuse the defense. Looking for an opening is Quirk. Quirk gives it to Fiera. Excuse me, Davis. Davis in to Smith. And Smith had an opportunity but was checked out of the goal by the Red Dragons. And a penalty shot now for Noelle Smith. Smith with a wide open lane to the goal, right up front. Smith sprinting forward, takes a shot, scores, sneaks it by Hawkins into the back of the net. Noelle Smith with a great bounce goal, sneaks it by Julia Hawkins, and once again, a goal right after. And it is now 6-5 Lakers. Great goal by Noelle Smith.
The bounce shot is interesting. I think if I'm a goalie, I'm probably the most afraid of that because it's harder to predict. If you have just a straight shot in the air, you can kind of adjust to it, but when it bounces, you don't know where it's going to go. So good goal there, and like we've been saying, Lucas, this is back and forth. It's just answering each other's call. When they score, then the other team goes right down, does the same thing.
Noelle Smith, just her 5th goal on the season. Very big one, too, as they take the lead. 9:09 left as we go back to the center for yet another face-off between the Lakers and the Red Dragons. 6-5 Lakers as we get underway for this face-off. Face-off won by the Lakers. Sheila Wiley once again coming up with it, and now charging up the field for her team. Almost gets slashed at, missed slash, and a quick stoppage of play. Lakers swinging it around. Davis now. Gives it to Rushin. Rushin takes it in and scores. A quick goal there, back-to-back. Sophie Rushin with the goal off a great pass by Madison Davis. Snuck in and snuck it by Julia Hawkins. And just like that, the Lakers now have a 2-goal lead, something that we hadn't even seen yet. It would have been mostly 1-goal leads, but a great goal there by Sophie Rushin. And it is now 7-5 Lakers.
Oneonta needs to at least control the clock a little bit here. You don't want Oswego to do what they do to many teams. Once they get up, then they just don't let the other team come back. So if you're Oneonta, control the clock a little bit here. Get good shots on goal. You don't need to rush anything. You still have plenty of time in the game. Slow it down a little bit. Don't let Oswego just start pulling away with this.
Absolutely. We will come back now for another face-off. 8:40 left in this first half. Once again, the Lakers almost came up with it, and they do. And now the Lakers will quickly try and turn the tide in this game. Noel Smith going around the goal.
That goal scored on assist.
Swings it around to
20
Lembo.
seconds of the second quarter.
Lembo now to Wiley.
Assisted at 6:20.
Quirk to Rushin. And now to Fierro. And now Fierro to Davis. Now Smith gives it to Wiley on the outside. Wiley tries to pass it in to Davis, but it's blocked and stolen away by the Red Dragons. But Scuffle's still looking for it. Wiley gets it. Almost had an opportunity, but would have been stopped by the Red Dragons. And the Lakers reset. Now Fierro trying to drive in. Can't. Sophie Rushin now gives it to Davis. Davis trying to put the footwork on. Gives it to Smith, or excuse me, Lembo. And Lembo with a huge goal. And just like that is 8-5, a fantastic goal by Isabella Lembo. A quick catch of the ball and then immediately put it into the goal. Isabella Lembo makes it 8-5.
That was the best goal we've seen today. She was on the move, got the ball, and what we've seen a couple times from the Lakers in specific is that same setup has been there. It's just the Oswego player has failed to catch it and then shoot. They are almost going too fast that they try to shoot it before they even catch it. Well, just a great shot there by Isabella Lembo. And I was thinking before she scored that, I said, in my head I was thinking, Isabella Lembo, well, she's the leading goal scorer on this team, but she's been quiet recently, and there she is, contributing to the Lakers, now a 3-goal lead.
Lembo now her 28th goal on the season, 31 points, top goal scorer. She is truly, truly impressive. And just like that, the Lakers may have broken this game open. Only a 3-goal lead, but 3 goals back to back to back. Very, very impressive. And a timeout called by the Oneonta Red Dragons, looking to talk some things over and try and reset, with the Lakers now being up by 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think the timeout was warranted because it has been back and forth, and with a 3-goal run, you just have to stop. You have to gather the team as a coach, and you just have to maybe think of I would say think of a defensive plan right now more than offensive, because we have seen Oneonta they've been able to score, but you have to stop Oswego at this point.
And I'm sure that Mackenzie King, head coach for the Oneonta Red Dragons, will look to change some stuff up. Actually, very new to coaching is Mackenzie King, just her first year as the head coach for the Oneonta Red Dragons. So she is on the hot seat as a new coach for the Red Dragons, and I'm sure that she has some new ideas for this team when it comes to changing up this game, as they are now down 3-0. Once again, back in the center of Laker turf for the faceoff. Now off the faceoff, getting it set up. Referee's making sure it's sturdy. And there we go. Won by the Red Dragons. Lindsey Towns wins the faceoff. Evans to Doherty. Now Doherty all the way around to Downey. Well, Red Dragons trying to move the ball around. Mancini now gives it off to Moore. Moore gives it to Downey. Downey tries to go in, but gets stopped. Mason Benevenuto now with the ball, looking to try and find something in. Finds Moore. Moore gives it to Marissa Evans, but gets halted by Sela Wiley. Moore gives it to Mancini now. Mancini tries to go for it, but it's saved by Sarah Comiti. Great save by Sarah Comiti. And now the Lakers are off and running down the other way. Maria Buscaglia charging for her team, but gets it poked away by the Red Dragons. Huge collision. 2 players on the ground. Buscaglia and Marissa Evans both take a fall, and the Red Dragons will take over possession of the ball. A bump of Buscaglia gives the Red Dragons the ball back. But a great defensive possession there by the Lakers, capped off by a great save by Comiti. They were halting all of the players trying to get in, and then one did, Evans, but a great save by Comedy. Now back underway. 6:30 left in this half, and a miscommunication there. Mason Benevenuto almost lost the ball on a missed pass. And then another missed pass goes over the head of Marissa Evans, and it has to be recovered by Elizabeth Doherty, but that gets stolen away, and now Sela Wiley has the ball. Sela Wiley charging up the field, all the free reign in the world. Wiley now, letting her team set up. She gives it to Julia Quirk. Gives it right back to Wiley. Now Wiley to Lembo. Now Wiley. Lakers slowing the pace down of this game very much. Taking their time, looking to set up the perfect goal. Wiley now. Gets a little physical, again checked on the outside. And there's the stop by the ref. A little bit of physicality there, not too much. Wiley now gets it back from Quirk. Now Fierro along the edge. Fierro gives it to Davis. Davis now trying to cut in but gets stopped. Fierro now tries a shot but is stopped once again by Julia Hawkins. Great save by Hawkins once again on a great shot by Katie Fierro. And then a penalty on the Lakers will halt play once again, and the Red Dragons will take over.
That was good for Oneonta. If they would have let up a goal there, that would have been pretty devastating for the first half of the game. It was good that Hawkins could get another save, and Oneonta's going to have another opportunity to make this game a little bit closer before the remaining 4 minutes in the second period end.
A botch there by the Red Dragons, and the Lakers get the ball back. A missed pass, maybe a little bit of a miscommunication. She didn't look totally ready for the pass, misses it, and the Lakers capitalize on the mistake and will retain possession, and now looking to set up their offense.
What Oswego does really well is they keep their spacing. They utilize a lot of the offensive zone. They don't get too close. They utilize that space so they can get good passes and then ultimately get those people cutting and get them open in the middle. So I like how Oswego is very intentional about that, keeping their space.
Davis trying to do it herself, gives it to Noelle Smith, who bounces it right by Julia Hawkins. And another goal by Noelle Smith, 2 on the day for her, just her 6th goal this season. Great game for Noelle Smith, and a great pass by Madison Davis to set her up perfectly. And Nick, you were saying it was great that they didn't let up that goal. Now they let it up, 9-5. Tough break for the Red Dragons, and now they're deep in a hole with a little bit less than 4 minutes left to play in this half.
This is almost what I was expecting. I was a little surprised when it was so back and forth to begin the matchup. Coming into this game, both teams had played one inter-SUNYAC matchup in common. That was Potsdam. Now, both of these teams beat Potsdam, but the fashion that they beat them in were much different. When Oswego played Potsdam, they only let up 3 goals, and Oswego scored 21. And when Oneonta played Potsdam, Oneonta scored 22 goals, but they let up 14. So what I was expecting, just looking at this small sample size because the season's so young, is Oswego to score a lot and their defense to be strong. And that's what we're starting to see now. Oswego's defense is starting to show their strength over Oneonta, and Oswego's still scoring. So this is kind of how I expected the game to play out, is Oswego to score a lot and then their defense to also step up.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Lakers now back with it already off the face-off. Davis behind the goal, looking for someone to get open. Can't find anyone. Tries to give it all the way back to Fierro. Fierro misses it, but eventually gets it back. Wiley now. Wiley looking to cut in. Does so, but gets stopped. Gives it to Fierro. Julia Quirk now. Gives it to Croce. Cassie Croce now gives it back to Davis. Davis taking her time behind the goal. Davis still looking for options. Lakers looking to set something up. And they do. Davis tries to make some moves. Can't. Halted once again. Gives into the paint to Wiley. Wiley tries to sneak a shot. Saved by Julia Hawkins. Again and again and again, we see Julia Hawkins making these saves for her team. Yeah, she let some goals by, but so many crucial saves, and it would be a lot more different of a game if Julia Hawkins was not in goal. So great job by her today. But the Red Dragons now fighting back up the field. Marissa Evans. She gives it to Byrne, who tries to give it to Mancini. Mancini can't find anything, so she gives it back to Evans. Evans now gives it to Mancini again, and Mancini is checked hard. Takes a fall in the process.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. She got hit pretty hard. They called that instantly. Obviously, you can't do that in this league.
So, excuse me, go ahead, Nick.
You can't do that in this league. You can't hit them, so it looks like we're going to get a penalty shot here, and this will be big for Oneonta.
Penalty shot for Lauren Mancini. Chooses not to take it, elects to set up their offense instead. Gives it to Evans. Evans gives it to Elizabeth Doherty, who takes a shot, and a great save by Comedy. And once again, the Red Dragons will try for another shot, but a great save by Comedy again. Mancini now swings it all the way around. Red Dragons now give it to Doherty, and Doherty gives it to Downey. Now charging in is Evans. Evans gives it to Byrne. Byrne tries for a shot, tried for her fourth goal of the game, just misses. But quickly on the attack again are the Red Dragons. Mancini charges in, looks for a shot, doesn't get one. Gives it to Lindsay Towns. Towns to Moore. Moore charging in. Moore takes a shot. Saved by Comedy again. Recovered by Downey. Downey now looking for something. Gives it to Moore. Moore on the outside. Gives it to Mancini. But back to Moore. Moore now charges in. Takes a wide open shot. But a penalty called. And it will go the other way. Lakers get possession. And now Wiley charging up the field. No stopping Sela Wiley. She is going all the way for her team, charging up the field. Now she gives it to Davis. Davis takes the shot, saved again by Julia Hawkins. And the Red Dragons take it back once again. And the first half is come to a close. 9-5. Lakers, Red Dragons. Great half for the Lakers so far. It was close to start that first quarter. Super competitive. We had 3-3. But then in the second quarter, just an opening up of scoring for the Lakers. And it is now 9-5. Nick, what'd you think of that half?
I think Oneonta looked, I don't want to say tired, but they didn't look like they were playing with the same energy as they were when they were keeping the game competitive. Once they're down 4, you could, and maybe it's just because, you know, the game's halfway over, you get tired for playing, but their intensity just seemed to be a little bit slower. Everything seemed a little less crisp. The shots seemed a little bit slower, a little bit more off target. It seemed like they're a little bit deflated. Well, Oswego is still looking sharp, so I think that's like a big difference right now. It's just the body language and the effort being put in. It looks like Oswego's, obviously when you're winning, you want to play a little bit better, and Oneonta just doesn't look that sharp right now.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, great half by the Lakers and some great goals there by Sela Wiley. I mean, she's probably the best player on this team. She carries this team. She brings such a good energy to this team that they need so badly when it comes to these games. But that will do it for this half. 9-5, Lakers and Red Dragons. My name is Lucas McGarry here with Nick Mason. You are watching the Lakers and the Red Dragons on WT.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see?
All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back to the Laker turf field. We're about 6 minutes away from getting back underway, but in the meantime, we will give you a recap of this first half. My name is Lucas McGarry alongside Nick Mason. You are listening or watching WTOP 10. Now, this first half was a crazy barn burner, honestly. Huge first quarter for both teams. 3-3 was the final score. And then now this second half, or at the end of the half, 9-5. And Nick, tell me who your players to watch are now that we're going into this second half.
Well, I think it almost goes unsaid that Stella Wiley, you got to watch her. I mean, we talked about her at the beginning of the game. Originally, when we first started the game, I said you're going to want to watch Isabella Lembo, but Stella Wiley, both of them were on the team last year. Both of them were recognized on the all-conference team, but Stella Wiley's been the bigger player today. Obviously, she had an early hat trick, and she's showing why that she was offensive player of the league last year. She's so fast. I think that's my favorite part of her game, and it's a privilege to watch her because she's quick in everything she does. And a player that can be quick in lacrosse, well, that's beneficial because you got a lot of field to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. Stella Wiley, she's had such a good game so far, and I really feel like she's been the key to this game. It was really that first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter that really made me realize how big of an impact she had, because it was all the times when they were down is when she scored. She was so crucial when they were down. Very few times that they were down, but when they were down, she was the one that scored that goal. Huge impact. But then for Oneonta, Margaret Byrne, also a hat trick, playing fantastic. And Oneonta, not as many offensive opportunities as the Lakers, but still in the amount of that they've had, Margaret Byrne, fantastic. She has 3 goals in this game, and overall, she has 13 goals on the season. Great game for her, but yeah, 9-5 is the halftime score between the Lakers and the Oneonta Red Dragons. And now taking a look around the SUNYAC, we have 2 games going on. First, we have Cortland and Geneseo. First quarter of play for them, Cortland is up 1-0 on Geneseo. And then we go to Plattsburgh, where Fredonia is playing. Plattsburgh is hosting Fredonia with a little less than 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Plattsburgh is winning 10-9. So big games all around the SUNYAC. Got some bigger names in the SUNYAC, and we will be keeping you updated on all of those games. But for right now, Lakers and Red Dragons. But for my player to watch for this second half, honestly, I think I'll go with Sarah Comiti, because she has been the kind of the unsung hero, because a lot of those potential goals by the Red Dragons have been pretty easily saved by Comiti. She's done a really, really great job of keeping the Lakers in it when they needed to be in it, and then now that they're up, she's done a great job of maintaining this lead when the Red Dragons are on offense. She's had a ton of saves, and yes, she's let a couple goals go by, but some of those goals have been really good. We saw Byrne earlier with that absolute snipe, top right corner. Very tough to block that, tough to save that. But overall, Comiti, my player to watch for this second half. Nick, what about you?
Well, I already mentioned that you're going to want to keep an eye on Selo Wiley. So for Oneonta, I'm not trying to steal your flow here, but Julia Hawkins, the goalie, just because box scores are deceiving. Julia Hawkins has played a really, really good game, but she obviously the score doesn't reflect that. I don't know. I'm just very impressed by her just poise in the goal. Even though there's 9 goals allowed, she's just looked like a very impressive player.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I feel like I've said Julia Hawkins' name more than anyone else during this game. She's been so big, she's been so crucial, and I feel like this game would be really blown out of proportion if it wasn't for Hawkins. And I think for her, cut her a little bit of slack, because the Lakers have been pressing her hard on offense. They have been making her life miserable. They have been pushing her to the limit. And I think for her to only let up so many goals, she's done a great job. And I really like the way she's playing right now. She's done a great job. She's done a great job playing. And I really think that she's going to keep that momentum going and play well. And yes, she might let up a couple of goals, but overall, she's keeping her team in it, because 4 goals is not tough to come back from.
I mean, especially in lacrosse, when both of these teams, are averaging around 15, but a lot of times you'll see them score 20 goals as well. So a 4-goal deficit isn't the end of the world, especially in a league like this.
Absolutely. With a little bit more than a minute left to go before this half is underway. Second half thoughts. Nick, what do you got?
Well, I'd like to see Oneonta come out strong. When we started the game, we mentioned that Oswego plays better when they start strong in the first half. Well, I think the second half is almost like a completely new game. You have the halftime break. So if Oneonta can come out and kind of take control of the second half and throw off Oswego's momentum, then it gives them a wide open door to come back, because once you get one, then the goals start flowing. We've seen it in the first half. We're probably going to see it in the second half, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. But now we are about to get underway in this second half of play. Amateurs, a show offering a fresh look at Oswego organizations. Watch as hosts Evan Scombs and Emily Mike try their hand at new clubs on campus and grow from amateurs to pros. From flag football to ice hockey and everything in between, watch Amateurs, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. only on WTLP 10. We are just about to get underway in the second half of play. 9-5, Oswego Lakers up on the Oneonta Red Dragons. Both goalies still in their respective nets for their teams. Oswego really with the momentum to start off this game, don't you think, Nick?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when you have a 4-point lead, you play with a little bit of, you play with confidence, you play with kind of some swag. You're just like more, the shots just, you're more comfortable taking shots, I feel like. When you're down, you don't want to take a bad shot, because then you feel like you're letting your team down, and they're like, oh, why'd you take that shot? When you're up, you can just kind of not mess around, but you can have a little more fun with the game. You can play with more confidence, more speed. Your team's usually vibing. But when you're down, like Oneonta is, you're in that serious, like, locked in game time mode. So it's a little bit different mindsets, and we'll see if Oneonta can come out and take that, locked in mindset and put some goals up to get their momentum in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are about to get underway this second half of play. Lakers winning the first tip-off, or first face-off, of this second half. 9-5. Lakers lead the Red Dragons. Wiley now started off for a team. Gives it quickly to Quirk, though. Fierro to Davis. Davis to Smith. And all the way around to Lembo. Lakers do a really good job of setting up their offense. A lot of passes around the goal. Doing a great job just setting up plays that usually work for them. Smith charging in. Gets halted. She just has to swing it back out. Rushin now charges in, but gives it off to Davis. Davis now gives it to Lembo. Lembo cuts around, takes a shot, saved by Hawkins. Great shot by Lembo, and a better save by Hawkins.
That was a rocket. I don't have a radar gun up here, but if I had to take a prediction, that was probably the fastest shot we've seen today. So
very tough shot. Great save by Hawkins. But Sailor Wiley now trying to work it in, and another save by Hawkins. And the Red Dragons take possession of the ball. Great 2 saves there by Julia Hawkins to keep her team alive early in this second half. And now the Red Dragons are storming the other way, bringing the heat. Mason Benevenuto. She gives it off to Doherty. Doherty gives it all the way around to Downey. Now Downey back to Doherty. Evans to Mancini. And then Mancini to Moore. Moore now looking to shift in. Tries to cut in. Passes it off, but is tipped away. Now a scuffle for it. Multiple people fighting for it, but eventually Elizabeth Doherty comes down with it. And she gives it off to Marissa Evans. Evans now charging in, trying to put on some fancy footwork. Drops Sayla Wiley, but a wide goal. Wow, what a move there by Marissa Evans. Made Sayla Wiley slip and fall. Sort of an ankle breaker there, but a missed shot, and the Red Dragons will try again. Mason Benevenuto now guarded closely by 3 Laker defenders, so she gives it off. Mancini now gives it to Benevenuto. Benevenuto comes in, gives it back to Mancini, but it's stolen away by the Lakers, and a lot of physicality. But now the Lakers are charging the other way. Huge, huge breakaway. Alexis Hill taking it all the way down for her team, and eventually gives it off to Buscaglia. Now Rushin with it. Gives it off to Fierro. Fierro to Davis down below. And Davis to Lembo. Or, excuse me, Smith. Now Wiley with it up top. Wiley looking for options. Passes it into Smith, but gets it stolen away by the Red Dragons. And now they're going back the other way. A tried steal there by the Lakers. And a quick stoppage of play. Tried to get it, but nicked Marissa Evans on the way there. So a quick penalty and a stoppage of play. And Marissa Evans now takes it the other way. Evans now gives it to Mancini. 11:10 left in this third quarter of play. Benevenuto gives it to Doherty. Doherty to Downey. Downey now trying to come in. Gets stopped. Still has it. Gives it to Benevenuto, who tries to bounce it in, but it bounces off the crossbar. Now a scuffle for the ball. And the Red Dragons come out with it. Marissa Evans gives it off to Mancini, but a big scuffle there, and Marissa Evans was the one able to come out with the ball. And another setup for the Red Dragons. Still 9-5 to go. There's still 9-5 with 10:30 to go in this third quarter. Red Dragons looking to cut into that 4-goal lead. Elizabeth Doherty's going to try, but she gives it to Mancini. Mancini now to Elizabeth Doherty, who scores the goal for the Red Dragons. First goal of the half belongs to Elizabeth Doherty, and it is now 9-6 Lakers.
Thank you, Oneonta, for finally helping yourselves. Oswego's defense there was just getting cut up like Swiss cheese. They just couldn't put the ball in the net. Like, they missed a couple goals, and then they finally were able to score there. I mean, sometimes you just have to help yourself. Look in the mirror and be like, okay, they're giving me this opportunity. Let's have a playmaker make a play. They finally did it. Only a 3-goal game now. That's manageable, I would say.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree. But a great goal there. Goal was scored by Marissa Evans, not Elizabeth Doherty. So a great goal there by Marissa Evans. Great setup there on offense for the Red Dragons. Had a great game plan. And after that scuffle, they reset, and they got the goal. Snuck it by Sarah Comedy. And just like that, it's a 3-goal game. This game is not blown away just yet. It is still close. The Lakers had the momentum, but just like that, the Red Dragons take it back.
I'm very impressed by Oneonta there because I know it's not the same as football, but in football, if you're down and you come out of that the half, what you'll hear from the coach a lot, and maybe Oneonta's coach says this, Oswego had basically the first chance to score. Oneonta got the stop, and then they scored. That's what you need to do. You can't let you have to score the first points coming out of the second half, and that's what Oneonta did. I think that's going to be good for their chances to get back into this game.
Maria Buscaglia tries to take it up for her team, but is checked by Elizabeth Doherty. Takes a fall, now gives it off to Fierro. So the Lakers will keep possession, and Doherty is going to have to check out for a minute. But the Lakers still with possession, looking to take that goal back. 9-6 with 9:42 left in this third quarter. Lakers lead it. Katie Fierro with the ball. Quick stoppage by the referee, and now we are back underway. Katie Fierro gives it to Quirk. Rushin. Davis now gives it to Lembo. Lembo to Wiley. Now to Quirk. Quirk now to Fierro. Fierro takes a shot, and just like that, Lakers have gotten their goal back, courtesy of Katie Fierro. Great job there getting open. Katie Fierro found the gap. She cut in and snuck a goal right by Julia Hawkins. Fantastic goal. Fantastic offensive play overall by the Lakers. And just like that, it is a 4-goal game again. 10-6. 9:24 left in the third.
You don't see Hawkins, at least in this game, she hasn't let up anything like that. I mean, obviously all goals are tough to stop. That one was probably a little bit easier than some of the other ones she saved, so I was surprised to see that one go in. But you've mentioned this a couple times, and I completely agree with it. Oswego's very good at setting up their offense. They're very intentional with all of their moves. They have no wasted space on the field. They have no wasted passes. They're always looking for an opportunity, and I think that's great coaching translated into great playmaking by some of these veteran players like Sella Wiley and Isabella Lembo, who've been with the team for a few years now.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Quick scuffle off the face-off, but the Lakers come down with it. Sella Wiley now charging up the field for her team. Wiley now cutting in, doing it herself. Wiley with her 4th goal of the game. Wiley needing no help from her team. Did every single thing by herself. Took the ball, ran it all the way in, and just slammed that ball into the goal. Julia Hawkins really didn't have a chance to get that save. And a fantastic goal by Sella Wiley. Her 4th goal of the game for Sella Wiley. And her 25th on the season. She is the top point scorer for the Oswego Lakers. She is now at 43 points, 25 goals, and 18 assists for Sella Wiley. So a very impressive season and an impressive game for her. 11-6 Lakers.
Last time these two teams played was actually in the playoffs last year. Oswego eliminated the Red Dragons here in Oswego last year during the playoffs. And in that game, Sella Wiley had 10 points. So between assists and goals, she had 10 combined, which is nuts. She has 4 goals already today. So she's just a fun player to watch.
Steal there by the Lakers. Red Dragons had possession, but attempted steal by the Lakers. And a little bit too much physicality there, and the referees will stop it. But the Lakers will retain possession. Quick stoppage of play there. And now they will get back underway. Alexis Hill now with the ball. and she will get underway. Another stop by the referees. Took about 5 steps, and now another stoppage of play. So Alexis Hill will reset, go back to where she went. 8:29 left in the third quarter of play in this game. The Oswego State Lakers and the Oneonta Red Dragons on WTOP 10. 11-6. Missed pass. Kiara McKercher missed the pass, and the Red Dragons take advantage of it. Trip by McKercher on Doherty, and the Red Dragons will keep possession after a missed pass by McKercher. Downey now gives it back to Doherty. Now Mason Benevenuto. Benevenuto getting pressed hard on defense. Manages to find Mancini. Mancini gives it to Evans. Evans being guarded closely by Rushin. Gives it back to Mancini. Mancini now looking for options. Great defense played by the Oswego Lakers right now. Mancini still with the ball. Can't find anything. Mancini is pressed hard by Alexis Hill. Nothing for Mancini yet. Alexis Hill playing great defense on her. Eventually gives it off to Marissa Evans. But it's stolen away by the Lakers. And a tipped ball and a quick referee stoppage, but back underway. Marissa Evans gives it to Cassidy Moore. Cassidy Moore now moving in, trying to find something. Takes the shot, or instead passes it to Elizabeth Doherty, who misses her shot, and the Lakers go the other way with it. Sarah Comiti gives it to McKercher. McKercher now up the field for the Lakers. McKercher going all the way herself, and a stoppage, a slash by Mason Benevenuto will halt McKercher on her run to the goal. Great run there by McKercher. Went all the way from back down, and she was chugging. Didn't look like anyone was going to stop her, so slash by Benevenuto was what needed to happen. But McKercher will retain possession of the ball, so she'll get back underway in a minute after this quick referee stoppage. And McKercher will now dump it off to Maria Buscaglia. Buscaglia now taking it in, and she'll give it off to Katie Fierro. Fierro now to Davis. And Davis to Lembo behind the goal. Smith cut, but Lembo couldn't get her. So Wiley will take it up top. Wiley charging in, but gets halted. So Wiley goes into to middle to Smith, but Smith passes it right out to Fierro. Wiley now. Wiley tries to find an opening, but can't. Wiley now. Davis. Davis loses it, but recovers it. Passes it in, but misses it. Missed pass there. Recovered by Lembo. Lembo takes a shot and scores! Isabella Lembo. Great goal there by her. And it is now 12-6. Fantastic goal scored by Isabella Lembo. Now her 29th on the season. Great goal there by Lembo, and a great setup by Madison Davis. 12-6.
Last time out against these two teams was last year's playoffs, as I mentioned before. Lembo had 9 goals in that game, so she's a scorer too. Oswego's definitely taken over at this point. Oswego's just dominating Oneonta, and Oneonta's defense there was very bad. I think goalie play this so far by Julia Hawkins has been good. A little bit worse in the second half than the first half, but she's played good. I think that her supporting cast on defense, though, hasn't done their part to stop this Oswego offense. And it's a tough offense to stop, so can't really blame them, but you'd like to see some improvements made by the defenders.
Yeah, tough goal scored by Lembo. Tougher for Hawkins to save. But we will get underway momentarily. 12-6 with 5:50 left in this third quarter. Alexis Hill and Lindsay Towns meet in the face-off circle once again. Referee setting it up, making sure everything's sturdy. And now we're off. Wiley gets the face-off.
Laker goal scored by
Wiley charging in, 2-on-2. Takes a shot. Miss and scores. Another goal scored by Sayla Wiley. Excuse me for saying she missed. Who am I kidding? Sayla Wiley scores again. A very impressive goal. 5 goals on the day for Sayla Wiley. Very, very impressive. And now I think we can say that this game has been blown open. Multiple goals in a row for the Lakers. And after that first Oneonta goal to start the half, it's just been all Oswego.
It's been all Oswego. The reason we study history is because history repeats itself typically. And what Sayla Wiley did right there, I'm pretty sure we watched the exact same thing happen before. I mean, 5 goals on the day, that's typical for her, but like that's impressive.
Too easy for Sayla Wiley. She does it. She does it all the time. That's why she's the senior. She's the veteran. She's one of the leaders for this team. And she is fully responsible for this game right now. 13-6 with 5:40 left. Fantastic goal scored, and just doing it herself. That's what she loves to do. She loves doing it herself. She takes it from the top and immediately just charges in. And Oneonta really doesn't have an answer for any of the players right now. Wiley, Lembo, all of them. Just no answer for them. And I think especially obviously Wiley. Just what can you even do? It's tough to cover her. She's strong. She's powerful. Every time she goes in, she's moving girls around, and it's just too easy for her. And I really feel like the Red Dragons just need to come up with a much better game plan of containing her, because she is really just doing whatever she wants right now.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. And it's funny how that works, how such a large field, so many players out there, yet one player can make such an impact. I mean, for a team, lacrosse, very team-oriented. It's important to set your teammates up with good passes, but a player like Sayla Wiley can just kind of drive on her own, hit a few dodges, honestly run past players or run through players and score by herself. So a player that can make that much of a difference by herself is what makes an average team a really good team.
Absolutely. 13-6 is the score between the Lakers and the Red Dragons. 5:40 left in this third period. Alexis Hill and Lindsay Towns. Cassidy Moore now in the face-off circle for the Red Dragons. And we will get underway. We'll resume play of this game in just a moment. And we're off. Alexis Hill and Cassidy Moore tried to fight for it, but a quick referee stoppage gives Oswego the ball. And Sayla Wiley, once again, coming from the top, taking it herself. This time, though, gives it to Lembo. And now the Lakers will set up their offense. Cassidy Croce now gives it to Katie Fierro. Fierro to Madison Davis, gives it back to Fierro. Fierro takes a shot, scored! And just like that, another goal for the Lakers. Lakers are scoring at will now. Julia Hawkins is just simply overwhelmed. There's only so much she can do, and her defense isn't helping her. And it doesn't help that Oswego just looks so crisp on offense right now. Fierro passes it to Davis and then cuts in. Davis immediately passes it back to her, and just an easy goal for Katie Fierro and a tough shot for Hawkins to save. 14-6 now, 8-goal lead for the Lakers, and Oneonta's defense just looks very, very unmotivated right now.
My favorite point you made there is overwhelmed. Julia Hawkins did a great job in the first half, but at a certain point you almost break. It's just, okay, I'm contributing this much to the team. Where's my help? That's probably, actually, I'm not going to assume that's what she's thinking, but that's what I'd be thinking if I was in the goal. Like, where's my help? It's a team sport, and you're just getting all these shots just ripped on you. You can't stop them all, and when your defense isn't helping, it's just even more frustrating.
Julia Quirk and Cassidy Moore met in the face-off circle that time. Cassidy Moore winning it off, and the Red Dragons now take possession. and will try and set up their offense, looking to maybe cut into this very large 8-goal deficit that they're down right now.
Bigger goal scored by number 18, Katie Fierro.
Red Dragons trying to set something up, but Lakers defense has been very stout so far, only allowing 6 goals and not too many shots as well. But that won't stop Elizabeth Doherty, who tries to go in, but eventually gives it to Margaret Byrne, who tries to pass it off to Lauren Mancini, but it's poked away by the Lakers, and a big scuffle there for the ball, but is eventually brought in by Emma Furzy. Now Furzy with the ball. First touch for Emma Furzy, and she will give it to Doherty. Doherty to Moore. Moore loses it quickly, but recovers it. Moore now, looking for an option. Decides to take it herself, then backs off. Moore gives it to Evans. Evans now dancing around. Tries to cut in, but is blocked. Great defense there by Sayla Wiley, halting Marissa Evans. Mason Benevenuto trying to go the other way and just tosses it out. Lakers will now retake possession.
What I'm looking for here, Lucas, is will Oneonta start going through the motions? Will they just let the game play out, or will you see players who have some fight in them? Because a team, it's early in the season, and this is only Oneonta's second in-conference matchup. Even though it's unlikely you win the game at this point, you want to see who on your team has some heart, who can play with some heart when you're down by this much, because that's what builds a team. It builds chemistry. Even when you're losing, you have to build that chemistry, because it's not unlikely that you make the playoffs in this league. 60% of teams do it. So take something out of this game. If you're going to lose it, then don't go through the motions. Learn something from it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, don't throw in the towel. It's still the third quarter. You still have plenty of time. This game isn't over. Yes, you're down 8, but you can still come back. Any team can come back. You just got to find your groove. And I think right now, what they're doing is just kind of struggling on offense. And the Lakers defense is just doing a really great job, as we see here. Lindsey Towns trying to make something happen, but still working in. Lindsey Towns does try a big hit by Sayla Wiley. Takes down Lindsey Towns. Sayla Wiley was pressing her hard. Towns came in, and she got checked by multiple Laker defenders. So a penalty shot now for Lindsey Towns, right in front of the goal there. But some physical defense there by the Lakers sets up a penalty shot for Lindsey Towns. Lindsey Towns waiting the whistle, charges in, takes a shot, and goes over the goal. And a missed opportunity there by Lindsey Towns. She had the run. She was ahead of all the defenders. Just missed the shot. Took too long to shoot it, in my opinion. But missed opportunity for her, and the Lakers go the other way with it.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity. Everything was there except the accuracy, which is unfortunate for Oneonta.
Cassidy Croce now. Fierro to Davis. To Smith. Now to Lembo. Oswego setting up their offense once again. Looking for the right opening. Fierro now looks to cut in. But dumps it off to Davis. Now Davis cutting in. Tried to do it herself. But stopped by Buscemi. Trying to take it in herself, but pressed hard by Buscemi. Buscemi, great defense on Madison Davis. Davis trying to work around the right side. Still guarded by Buscemi. She eventually gives it off to Sayla Wiley. Wiley now looking for someone in the middle. Cuts in herself. Takes a shot. Blocked by Julia Hawkins. Great save there by Hawkins. And the Red Dragons go the other way. Tipped pass there. Tipped pass by the Lakers. And the Red Dragons keep possession. Red Dragons with a 3-on-3 opportunity. Not too many defenders. Paige Wilkinson with the ball. Gives it to Moore. Moore to Byrne. Now Byrne to Mancini. Mancini comes in, takes a shot, misses wide left. Mancini tried to get in. She had the opening, just a missed shot there. Red Dragons will retain possession. And now Moore, with 10 seconds left, tries to make something happen. Missed goal, or missed shot once again. Recovered by Wilkinson. And the Red Dragons run out the third quarter. So 14-6 is the score at the end of the third quarter. One more quarter to play. Short little break here. And then we will get back to regular play for the final quarter of play. Looking for a way to keep updated on the latest SUNY Oswego events? Tune in to The Bigger Picture for your guide to all things Oswego. Hosts Jaden Jiggets and Kayla Moore tell you everything you need to know to stay active on campus. The Bigger Picture airs Thursday nights at 9:30, only on WTOP 10. Now, Nick, third quarter come to an end. Big quarter for the Lakers. Went on a scoring spree after that first goal scored by Oneonta. What'd you think of how the Lakers played in that third quarter?
I think that Oswego really took over the game there. That quarter was different than the first two. Oswego looked more conditioned. They looked just like a better team. I could go down a list and say every single thing that they did better, but it was basically everything, so I'm not going to list everything there. And Oneonta just looks tired, I guess. I'll use the word tired because they're tired of getting scored on. They're tired of not scoring. It's just not looking good for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough break for Oneonta, but I feel like it isn't fully on them. Oswego has just looked really, really good. Their defense, so stout, really putting the pressure, and Oneonta really not really getting any setup on offense. They're having a tough time setting anything up, and Oswego's defense is just halting every single time that Margaret Byrne tries to come in, Cassidy Moore tries to come in. All of them are just being stopped so easily by the Laker defense, and I feel like that's been their biggest challenge in this game, is just trying to find an opening. And they have 6 goals. They have found it a couple times, but not nearly as many times as they want to. And I think the Lakers have really kind of found openings at will. I mean, 14 goals in 3 quarters. They've just been they've so easily made it into right in front of the goal pretty much, and I feel like the defense just isn't doing as well as they could be to limit this offense by the Lakers.
I agree with everything you just said. My 2 favorite things were I wasn't trying to only put this game on on Oneonta having a poor performance. I like the point that you brought up that Oswego's just a really good team. So, yes, Oneonta hasn't played their best game, but Oswego's played a really good game. So it kind of multiplies the effect of, not playing a good game and your opponent's playing a really good game. Well, it's going to make everything seem more extreme.
Absolutely. But we are now back underway. Lakers have possession. 14:30 left in this final quarter of play for the Lakers. Sayla Wiley moving it up the center. Gives it to Julia Quirk. Julia with a nice move, but a wide shot slipped out of her stick. Nice move there by Julia Quirk, but can't get it near the goal. So Lakers will reset. Sayla Wiley working around at the top. Takes a screen. Great screen there, and another goal scored by Sayla Wiley. But give credit to Katie Fierro for a phenomenal screen set. She screened 2 players and just left Sayla Wiley wide open. And you know exactly what happens when Sayla Wiley's wide open. She's going to score. Now her 6th goal of the game, and just a fantastic game overall for her. And like I said, great screen by Katie Fierro. That was a perfect setup. Managed to take out 2 players with it, and there were no defenders left on Sayla, and a fantastic goal scored. And 15-6 now is the score.
Yeah, perfect execution. That's what we talk about with Oswego. Everything, at least in this game, is just running like systematically. Like they've been here before. A perfect screen, perfect shot, perfect offense. Everything's going good for them right now. You can't complain about anything if you're Oswego.
Absolutely. Face-off now underway again. Lakers will win it. Wiley with it, and Wiley charging in like she always does. She gives it off to Madison Davis now. Davis trying to work something, but is guarded closely by Byrne. So Fierro now takes it, but Fierro finds a wide open Madison Davis who misses a shot saved by Julia Hawkins. Very frustrated is Madison Davis, but gets another chance right here as she gets the ball back. Davis now. Back up the top to Wiley. Quirk back to Wiley. Wiley trying to cut in. Passes it up to Rushin, but is taken away by the Red Dragons. Rushin took a little hit from a stick, and the Red Dragons will take it the other way. And now they will fully take it the other way. Tough to getting it out of that zone, but now they have, and now they're moving. Lindsey Towns charging all the way in, but eventually dumps it off to Lauren Mancini. And now Oneonta will set up their offense. Towns now with it. Towns gives it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson behind the goal to Chelsea Dodenhoff. Dodenhoff now in the game. Dodenhoff moving around to the side. Quick referee stoppage, so they'll set her up right there. Dodenhoff gives it off to Wilkinson. Wilkinson trying to cut in, but is stopped. So she'll give it to Lindsey Towns. Towns trying to cut in, gets a move on him, falls in, and gets tripped on the way in. Lindsey Towns had a moment where she was going for a goal, but eventually got tripped up, so a penalty shot for Lindsey Towns. Some tough physical defense there by the Lakers, playing pretty physical. We've seen a couple of penalty shots for Oneonta. Now, luckily for the Lakers, Oneonta hasn't capitalized on too many of those penalty shots, but a bunch of penalty shots for Oneonta. Great save there by Sarah Kamiti, but right after a goal scored by Oneonta. Great save by Kamiti, but she wasn't ready for the second shot. And Lindsey Towns picks up her first goal of the game. Great recovery there by the Red Dragons. Like I said earlier, didn't score on the penalty shot, but she picked up a rebound and scored right after. And the Oneonta Red Dragons have scored their first goal of the fourth quarter. And only second goal of the half, too, which I find very, very tough. Only 2 goals in this entire half. But now it is 15-7, Oswego Lakers, 12-20 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think the reason that they only have 2 goals, there's many reasons, but I think the most important one is they're not getting a good shot selection at all. I mean, even on that the goal that they just scored, the penalty shot, it was missed, and then it wasn't, I won't say a fluke goal, but it wasn't what you'd see as more of like a setup goal. It was just kind of...
It was a rebound.
It was a rebound, yeah, exactly. But other than stuff like that, they're just main offensive strategies just not working at all.
Yeah, I mean, what they're doing, just maybe it does work, but maybe it's either them or it's just Oswego playing great defense.
Right.
I feel like it might be a mix of both, but so far only 2 goals in this half for the Red Dragons, so need a lot of work. Down 8. They're going to have to put in a work overload if they want to come back and, win this game. Anastiso now gives it to Mancini. Mancini now covered closely by Wiley. Mancini will dump it down to the other side. Now behind the goal, Wilkinson to Dodenhoff. Dodenhoff trying to find something. Halted. So she gives it back to Stizo. Now Stizo looking to do something. Stizo cutting around, but is stopped. Mason Benevenuto now. She tries. She cuts in, finds an opening, but has to pass it off to Stizo, and Stizo will reset. Great defense once again by the Lakers, not allowing anything on the inside. Lindsey Towns now trying her shot. Once again halted. Lindsey Towns Finds an opening, though, and is checked once again. Every time Lindsay Towns tries to get in, she finds the opening and is checked by Sayla Wiley.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. But at the same time, if there's not big repercussions for it, obviously a penalty shot's tough, but they haven't. Oneonta hasn't capitalized on them. So by Oswego still playing physical, it almost might play mentally against Oneonta, in which they might not want to drive as much if they know they're going to get hit every time.
Lindsay Towns with the penalty shot, but a great save by Sarah Comiti. But the Red Dragons do take possession, so they will reset and try again at another goal. Wilkinson now. Tries to get it around to Dodenhoff, but is taken away by Comiti. And now Comiti will dump it off to one of her teammates. Does eventually do that. Kira McKercher, the senior, she'll pass it off to Erin Cody. And now Cody going the other way. Cody taking it all herself, but eventually gives it up to Isabella Lembo. Lakers now setting up their offense. Fierro down to Davis. Davis to Smith. Smith now cutting around. Quirk now with it. Quirk gives it to Fierro. Now gives back to Quirk. Quirk with a spin move, tries to cut in, but is checked. And a penalty called on Cassidy Croce. Or excuse me, not Cassidy Croce, Megan Hannon. So a penalty for Julia Quirk after a check by Megan Hannon. And Julia Quirk will take her penalty shot. Quirk now, waiting for the whistle. Gets the whistle, takes a shot, misses, wide right. Shot missed by Julia Quirk, but Lakers do retain possession. Smith now coming right back on the offensive. Gives it to Cassidy Croce. Croce now trying to work herself in. Good defense by the Red Dragons. Great defense once again as Julia Quirk tries a shot. And then Davis takes another shot, but another miss. A couple of missed shots for the Lakers. Isabella Lembo. Now she'll try and fit her way in. Working all the way around as the shot clock runs down. And Isabella Lembo can't manage to score a goal. So the Red Dragons will take possession. First shot clock violation penalty, or not penalty, shot clock violation we've seen all game. Most of the time the teams have been pretty good with getting their shots off, but that time Lembo just a second too short on that shot. Missed it anyways. But here she is, or excuse me, that's Noelle Smith with a steal. So the Lakers will have a chance to reset once again. Cassidy Croce now gives it off to Fierro. Fierro now going behind the goal, where she'll find Davis. And now Davis will look to set up the offense. Davis gives it to Lembo. Lembo taking her time. Now makes a move. Tries to cut in. Takes a shot and scores! Lembo with a great move with a stutter step and then a switch. She took a spin, and just like that, it is 16-7. Great goal scored by Isabella Lembo. Fantastic. Just so smooth with it. There's a reason she's the top scorer. Just a fantastic goal by Isabella Lembo. And it is now a 9-goal lead for the Lakers with 7:55 remaining in the game.
They just the referees just gave her, they checked her stick after that goal, which I don't think is customary to check the person who scores it. Well, I guess it is customary to every time, but I don't know. I think it's funny that they do that.
It's an interesting rule. I believe it is customary, but it's an interesting rule that the stick gets checked. But we will now go back to the middle of Laker turf. 16-7. Lakers lead the Red Dragons. Great goal there by Isabella Lembo. And now we will go back to center. Alexis Hill tried to get the possession off the faceoff, misses it. And possession is recovered by Mason Benevenuto of the Red Dragons. Red Dragons now looking to set something up. Anastasio now Dumps it off to Benevenuto. Benevenuto down low to Doherty. Doherty gives it to Mason Benevenuto, who scores a goal right back. And just like that, another goal for Oneonta. 16-8. Fantastic goal scored by Mason Benevenuto. That was a really good offensive possession right there. Got a good couple of passes. Mason Benevenuto, great cut right in front of the goal, and not too much for Sarah Comiti to do. Just a great goal down low. Benevenuto, fantastic goal. 16-8 now.
Yeah,
Lakers still lead.
That was a pretty goal. Those are the ones that I was talking about that Oneonta really hasn't set up or had the opportunity here in the second half. But great passing, a great shot. Overall, just great team orientation there on the offense to get that goal, and that's what you like to see, especially after only scoring 3 goals here in the second half. It's nice to see some highlights.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Oneonta maybe shown a little bit of life here in this fourth quarter. Got a great goal there, and they need to keep it going on defense as well, though. But Katie Fierro recovered the possession on that one, and Fierro now, who gives it to Lembo. Lembo cuts right in, takes another shot. Lembo with her 4th goal of the game. Isabella Lembo breaking this game open for the Lakers. Game was already broken again. Isabella Lembo with a season high in goals for a game. Isabella Lembo, great game so far. Many players standing out for the Lakers in this game. But 17-8 now is the score. And if your team's from around the conference seeing this score, you're going to be afraid of the Lakers.
Yeah, definitely. Oswego is just so fun to watch right now because they're playing so well. They're playing good as a unit. They're playing good individually. All of their shots, great shot selection, and great shots too. Quality shots, good speed, good accuracy. I agree with you, Lucas. If you're another SUNYAC team watching the box score, you'd be afraid. And if you watch the film, you'll be even more worried.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers look so crisp right now. But a quick tip-off. A little bit of a scuffle. Referees call stoppage, and the Red Dragons take possession. Stizo sends it down low to Dodenhoff. Dodenhoff back to Stizo. Now around to Towns. Towns gives it to Marissa Evans. Evans charging in. Evans gives it to Stiho, who loses the ball and is stolen away by the Lakers. But a stop and a penalty shot for Anastizo. 17-8 here with 6:39 left. Anastizo about to take her penalty shot. And instead to pass it out to Dodenhoff. Dodenhoff now trying to work something of her own. Used a little bit of footwork, but is stopped. So she'll give it off to Lindsey Towns. Towns now gives it to Evans. Evans tries to cut in, but can't. So she'll give it back to Dodenhoff. Dodenhoff down low to Mancini. Mancini looking for options. Teammates trying to get open, but good defense by the Lakers. So she has to give it to Stizo up top. To Evans. Evans back to Mancini. Mancini looking for something. Tries to charge in, but gets halted. Now Stizo looking to charge in. Comes in. Tries to go for a shot, but is blocked by a bunch of Lakers. And another blocking penalty on the Lakers. So Stizo will take another penalty shot.
You'd like to see Oneonta capitalize on one of these because they're getting a lot of penalty shots. May not be a penalty shot. No, it is. It is. Yep. Anastizo with her second penalty shot, but maybe going to elect to pass it out again. Instead, passes it off to her teammate, Doherty, but it bounces off the sidebar of the goal. A tough break for the Red Dragons. Great shot by Doherty, but just bounces off the sidebar of the goal. And now the Lakers are going the other way with it. Those are the ones you just roll your eyes at. If you shoot that and it hits off the side crossbar and you're down by 9 points, you're like, oh, of course. That's just how the day's going.
Tough break for the Red Dragons. But back now at the other end. Smith cutting in. She'll give it to Lembo, who dumps it off to Sayla Wiley. Wiley now up top. Gives it Davis, and Davis gets shoved over a big back check by Antonina Buscemi. Big check in the back of Madison Davis. So a penalty shot for Davis here.
I've seen Ray Lewis deliver hits less violent than that one.
Yeah, big hit there by Buscemi. A little more physical than we usually see, but becomes a goal shot for Davis. Davis misses just wide right. Tough break for the Lakers and Davis. And the Lakers recover possession of it, however. So they will reset their offense. Now looking to fully get things going. Wiley up top. Wiley cutting in, doing it all her own, and gets hit in the head by a stick. So she will take a penalty shot now. After a great run in, she got to move and cut in, found her way into the inside, and tough break for the Red Dragons, and they had to foul. But a penalty shot now for Sayla Wiley. Both teams subbing. Julia Quirk comes in for Sadie Zemanek. Sadie Zemanek still in. Julia Quirk did come in, however. But Sayla Wiley will take a penalty shot momentarily, waiting on the referee's whistle. And then she will elect to reset. Sadie Zemanek now with the ball. She'll give it to Quirk. Quirk to Fierro. Now Fierro back around to Davis. Davis looking for an option. She gives it to Lembo down low. Lakers moving the ball a lot. Quick passes. Zemanek. Fierro. Fierro cuts in. Gives it off to Davis, but a missed pass by Fierro and Davis. A little bit of a miscommunication. Too high for Davis. And the Red Dragons will take it the other way. Missed opportunity for the Lakers. 3:50 left in this game.
Lucas, something I noticed is the difference in the offense. As you were calling that there, you were mentioning the fast passes, the fast pace. You see that from Oswego. You don't see that very often, at least not in this game, from the Oneonta team recently. They're very slow, they almost look confused. I doubt that they are, but it's just Oswego's playing with a lot more speed, and speed's it's hard to stop.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. They've been too quick. And they've also been very McConnell. Just like that, a steal by Sayla Wiley. Great interception there of a pass by the Red Dragons. And now she is charging up the field. Sayla Wiley getting it herself, but she gives it off to Madison Davis instead. And Madison Davis finally gets the goal back that she's been looking for. A couple of missed shots for Madison Davis, but finally gets her goal with a great pass by Sayla Wiley to a wide open Davis. And a 10-goal lead now for the Lakers. Madison Davis, great shot. Great shot as always from her. Great scorer in her own right. And it is now 18-8 Lakers.
I'm happy for Madison Davis there because after she missed her last goal, you could tell that she was visibly upset. With an 18-goal game, she hasn't been involved as probably as much as she wants to. So after getting that goal, it's got to make you feel a lot happier. You won't, as an attack woman, I guess, or just any person on attack whose main purpose is to score goals. If you come out of a game where your team almost scores 20 goals and you don't have any of them, then you'd probably feel a little bit upset. So it's good for her confidence to score a goal here.
2 minutes left in this final quarter of play. Lakers win the faceoff.
Assistant number 5.
Sophie Rushin running it all the way around for her team. Lakers probably looking to just run out the clock, but still want to score some goals. And just like that, they do. Davis with another goal. And a great pass there by Noelle Smith. And Davis was just wide open. And the Red Dragons just morally giving up on defense. Just no coverage. Davis has been wide open now twice, back-to-back on 2 separate plays. Great pass there by Noelle Smith, but just too easy for Madison Davis. Another goal scored. Fantastic for her. Second goal of the game for her. And the Lakers now have a 19-8 lead.
Well, we've seen ups and downs for Oneonta on all aspects of the game except for one, and that's defense. There has been no ups on defense. It's only been downs. So, I mean, I'm not the coach, but if I was the coach, hypothetically, I'd work on defense first because we saw they do have the ability to score, but they just really didn't show anything on defense today.
I think you also have to give credit to Oswego's defense for playing so well and only limiting them to 8 goals.
Yep.
Oswego wins the face-off again. Recovered by Katie Fierro after a loose ball. Noelle Smith. Lakers looking for goal number 20 on the game. 25 seconds left. Davis. Taking her time. Looks like she might just run out the clock. Passes it over to Julia Quirk. Quirk to Zemanek. Now Davis holding it. 4-3. Quirk with a final shot on goal. Missed. And that will do it. Final score of the game, 19-8. Fantastic game played by the Lakers overall. Just multiple highlights, multiple top players. You had Lembo, you had Wiley. Just some fantastic games. And then on the defensive side, Sarah Comedi only let up 8 goals. Just a great job by her. Nick, what'd you think of that game?
I think that game is great for the Lakers because it sets the tone early in the season that, you could be the team that the SUNYAC runs through this year. Oswego was a playoff team last year, brought back a lot of, or at least quite a few key players who contributed a lot today. We mentioned Sayla Wiley and Isabel Lembo a lot, and those two are played on the team last year. They're back. They're showing the SUNYAC that they're a team that shouldn't be messed with.
Couldn't agree with you more. Great game overall by the Lakers, and a good try by the Oneonta Red Dragons. They did put up a fight. They were holding the Lakers early. They did a really good job of keeping with them for a while, but the Lakers just overwhelmed them. They were too fast, and the Oneonta's defense puttered out at the end. They couldn't hold them, and that's when we saw those goals that were back-to-back. So a tough outing for them. But fans, stick around because we have the senior ceremonies coming up for 2 players on this Oswego State Lakers team. Sayla Wiley and Kiara McKercher, the 2 seniors that will be recognized for this on this senior day, I guess you would say. But Kiara McKercher and Sayla Wiley, 2 seniors who have been here for a very long time, 2 veterans on this team, 2 leaders on this team. Kiara McKercher, defensive player, so not too many stats that you can see on paper, but overall great player. She's a defensive juggernaut. She plays great. I was watching her all game long. She was checking. She was making great plays, and she did a really good job, and she was a great part of only allowing Oneonta to score 8 goals. And then, we saw Sayla Wiley all game. She's just an offensive monster. She knows how to score, and she knows how to get her team the ball. She had a couple of assists, too. So, great job by both of them. And we'll see both of them get honored. And I think it's really great that all these teams do it. Every senior deserves their moment because they've dedicated pretty much dedicate their lives to their sport usually. So I feel like for both of them, Wiley and McKercher, so deserved for them, and we are very happy for all of them.
At this time, we'd like to ask all the parents who are participating in today's senior day to come out onto the field.
Senior night set up for both teams. So, I think senior night will be getting going in a couple of minutes. Got some of the team setting up on the outside. Sayla Wiley very close to her career high in goals in a game. Her career high is 7. She had 6 today, so pretty close on senior night. She almost had it, and if she had a couple more minutes, I feel like she might have done it. So great, like we already talked about, fantastic game for her, and just I feel like there's only so much we can say about her because just great play by her. And it wasn't just the scoring; she was a great passer too. She had a couple assists too. I'm sorry, just the one assist, but 7 points overall. So great for her to be honored. And then like we were talking about earlier, McKercher, just you can't. It's the stats that you don't see. Defensive players, they don't get the stats that are seen, but you look at it on the field, and we saw it today. She's a great player. So now the Lakers set up their seniors for the senior night. Just the two of them that will be honored. Senior night will be kicking off momentarily, I believe. Got a couple of different players with pictures and flowers. Great honor for them. Congratulations to all of them. And I think we are just about ready to get underway for this ceremony. So keep watching for the senior night ceremony, honoring some of these players.
Our first senior is number 2, Bella Lembo. Bella is from Massapequa, New York, and is joined today by mom Jennifer, sister Ava, and grandmother Jean. Bella has tallied 154 points for the Lakers, including 129 goals and 25 assists. She's also recorded 36 ground balls, as well as initiating 23 turnovers. Bella has appeared in 53 games for the Lakers, starting in 52 of those games, and she was named to the SUNY All-Conference second team in 2023. So let's hear it for number 23, Bella Lembo. Our next senior is number 6, Erin Cody. Erin comes to us from Rochester, New York, and is joined today by mom Mary, sister Julia, and aunts Linda and Judy. Erin has scored 4 goals and posted 1 assist for the Lakers. She's also collected 59 ground balls and caused 22 turnovers. Erin has appeared in 52 games for the Lakers, starting in all 52. So let's hear it for number 6, Erin Cody. Our next senior is number 8, Maria Buscalia. Maria hails from Grand Island, New York, and is joined today by mom Mary and dad Joseph, brother Andy, and sister Serena. Maria has grabbed 47 ground balls for the Lakers, as well as initiating 25 turnovers. She has appeared in 52 games for the Lakers, starting in 47 of those games. So let's hear it for number 8, Maria Buscalia. Our next senior is number 13, Julia Quirk.
Julia Quirk, great game for her. Played really well. Was a great integral part of this offense, really. Did a great job today. Had a couple of great passes that led to goals. So more than just the 2 that we were talking about earlier are getting honored. I think a couple of these players are leaving early. So a couple of these juniors are also getting honored today, as well as our seniors. But Julia Quirk is one of them. So congratulations to her.
Yeah, we called her name quite a few times today. She really, I would describe her game. She's pretty quick.
Very quick, in my opinion. She was very fast to the ball, and like I said, she was putting off a couple of passes that were really, really good, and just very impressive by her. And didn't rack up too many stats, but it's not all about the stats. It's about watching and playing, and she played really, really well today. And Katie Fierro too, next one in line to get honored. Fierro did a fantastic job today. Had a couple of goals herself, 2 goals for her on her senior night. So great honor for her. Katie Fierro, fantastic goal. Fantastic couple of goals, actually.
Yep.
Next up, I believe, is Sarah Comiti, the very, very great goaltender. Played a great game today, only let up 8 goals, gets another win, and I'm sure that she has tons and tons of wins throughout her college and high school career. Great job by Sarah Comiti. Only let up 8 goals, and Oneonta had a couple of good shots there that she saved. A couple of shots that really no one would have saved that she can get a pass for, but other than that, she did great.
Yeah, she played great down the stretch today. I was a little bit worried at first. She looked a little off her game to start, but if you look at all 4 quarters of the game, she played a really good game.
It was the bump in goal. That's what it was. It's that rebound goal, and she just accidentally knocked in, and we saw her very visibly frustrated after that, so it might have thrown her off a little bit, but after that, she totally locked in, and it helped that her defense was so on point today. But congratulations to all of these players who are being honored. They've all made such a great impact on this team, and everyone that's not getting honored is going to miss them. All of these players will be missed, and it is a great honor for all of them.
Yeah, that's a big part of their program right there. All the names called are, contribute a lot to this team. So it's a big season for Oswego. They have the talent they need, so hopefully they can take the talent on paper and contribute it to a successful season.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. But we will now have all of these fine young women take a picture and reminisce on a great, great career. All of them really great careers. But looking back at the game, Lakers looked strong, super, super strong. And Oneonta, I wouldn't say looked weak because they didn't look weak, because they really did look good at the beginning of the game. And I think they just need to keep that part going. But they couldn't. I feel like Oswego just was a little too quick for them. But Oneonta really, really did look good to start that game. After the first quarter, it was 3-3. That's as well contested as you're going to get. So I think for all of them to play well, and really for Oneonta to just hang in for as long as they did, and eventually Oswego did open it up. But after the first half was not blown open by any mean, but really just overall great by Oswego. And to look at some of the, just summarize it up real quick. Sayla Wiley, 6 goals, 1 assist. Isabella Lembo, 4 goals. Madison Davis, 3 goals. Noelle Smith, 2 goals and an assist. Katie Fierro, 2 goals. And Sophie Rushin, 2 goals as well. So a great game for all of them. And Julie Quirk, 1 assist for her as well. But overall, great game played by the Lakers. We had a ton of great plays by the Lakers. And then on Oneonta's side, we had Margaret Byrne, who did her best, really. She wasn't really too hot in the second half, but had 3 goals in the first half. So I think for them, just a great job on us by Oneonta, just kind of keeping in the game and staying with them. Did a good job, but could have done better.
Yeah, Oneonta, the good thing with them is there is a silver lining. We saw flashes of them competing at a higher level than Oswego at times. The second half did not play out in their favor, and unfortunately for them, that led to a loss, but it's early in the season. I think they can correct those mistakes since it's so early and build off of the good things that they saw today. So it's not all bad for Oneonta. They did take the loss, but definitely a silver lining for them.
Couldn't agree with you more. But final score of the game, 19-8. Oswego moves to 6-4, 2-1 in the conference, and Oneonta moves to 2-5, now 1-1 in conference. Tough break for them, but a great game for Oswego and a great way to move up in the rankings for them.
Yeah. We were talking before the game started. It is early in the season. Not a lot of conference games have been played, so this was big for whoever team decided to win. Oswego won it pretty handedly. That bumps up their conference record. It bumps down Oneonta's, but still a lot of lacrosse before the playoffs, so both teams have opportunities to improve.
Oh yeah, still very early in the season, both teams, and like with Oneonta, first year as a head coach.
Yep.
And I'm sure she's learning just like these players are. She's learning this team. She's learning the dynamic of this team. New coaches are always, they're a little looked at a little skeptically, but I'm sure that she's had a great impact on this team, and she's looking to push this team to the next level. And I really feel like Oneonta, they might just need a couple more games of experience with this new coach.
Yep. Yeah, it's always a challenge playing for a new coach, especially since Oneonta was a playoff team last year, and then having their organization bring a new coach in, well, it brings a different dynamic. Your practices are probably looking a little bit different. Your schemes are looking a little bit different. So it's tough to adjust, and they still have time, luckily for them, to make those adjustments, try to make the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more with you. But I think that will about do it for the Lakers and the Oneonta Red Dragons. 19-8 is your final score. A really dominant performance by the Lakers. Oneonta couldn't stay with them, really. So I feel like the Lakers just had a great game, were dominant. But that will do it here from the Laker turf. Your score, Oneonta 8, Oswego 19. But don't go anywhere. Right after this, the men's team take on Oneonta right here on WTOP 10.